We're standing on the forecourt outside the City Hall, and we have with us the Media Communication Officer, Mothapo, who's a regular contributor over the years on Radio Islam. Good afternoon and welcome.
No, thank you very much, and thank you very much. You are welcome yourselves and to the listeners of Radio Islam, to the State of the Nation address.
In terms of the communication that comes from Parliament, what is some of the procedure? We're trying to give our listeners a feel of what happens behind the scene and what are the various role players and their roles in terms of making the State of the Nation take place.
Well, it has been quite a hectic last 3 weeks, of course aggravated by the fire that happened at Parliament. We needed to adjust our plans and make sure that we sort of start afresh with our preparations, because we had already started with the preparations last year. But when the fire broke, now it changed the venue of the State of the Nation address. So we had to start afresh, sort of, and put in place necessary infrastructure inside the City Hall, because the hall itself is simply just a chairs and an open space. So we needed to bring all the functionalities or the capabilities that will enable a hybrid sitting, will enable a proper sitting of the House that is open to the public, that is broadcast to the public. So all the conferencing systems, translation services, the hybrid services, the audio and sound and video functionalities, those are the things that we needed to put, and they take long. So we are happy that we are here and we are ready.
You've given us insight, and perhaps people may not realize the extent of work, as you've alluded to, the various ways in which the State of the Nation address is conveyed to people in terms of catering, perhaps even for those who are deaf, the various other media platforms that are made available. Perhaps you could just give us insight as to, how much work really goes into preparation, and in particular this time around.
Yeah, like I'm saying, because of the change in the venue, we had to procure and put in place the infrastructure that we'll normally not have to worry about, because we already have it in the National Assembly chamber that is now gutted by a fire. So we needed to put translation services from scratch, install them, put the broadcasting infrastructure to ensure that the broadcasters are given a clean fit to broadcast to the nation, the State of the Nation address. We needed to put all the technology that enables the presiding officers to apply the rules. For instance, the presiding officers must be able to switch off the mics and switch on the mics according to the acceptability of orders or the point of orders that the members of Parliament will be raising. So yes, there's been quite a lot of work behind the scenes to make sure that we accommodate. As you will see, that it's a full ceremonial State of the Nation address as compared to the last 2 years. So with the relaxation of COVID restrictions, we have been able to expand further to make it a dignified occasion, an occasion that is fitting for an event of the nature of the State of the Nation address.
As we stand here, just outside the City Hall, there's the statue of Madiba, and that indicative and reflects on the speech that he had given in 1990. When you think about that and reflect on that, what are the memories that come to you?
Well, it's very significant. This hall itself, has got a rich heritage and history of South Africa, of the political evolution. Not only the political evolution of the colonial era, from colonial rule to apartheid rule, but also it goes beyond that, in that it also connected the unfortunate past with the current democratic dispensation, and hope for the future and a better future, because this is where Nelson Mandela addressed the nation and the international community after getting out of prison in 1990. It's the first place by that balcony where he was addressing the nation. Besides him, it was the president, Cyril Ramaphosa, who was holding a mic for him. So this today, it will be 32 years since the former the president stood beside the first democratic president on that balcony, and he will be observing the 21 gun salute as well as the singing of the national anthem below exactly the spot where he stood 32 years ago with Tata Mandela. It's very important historical significance, and we have come a full circle now, especially for him now coming himself as the president to address the nation.
Yes, that is really phenomenal. Thank you very much for speaking to us. Your time appreciated.
Thank you very much.